Dr. Brylyne Chitsunge, one of South Africa's successful independent black commercial female farmers, was announced as the first ever Pan-African ambassador for food security by the Pan-African Parliament on the 11th of August this year. Swaziland Minister of Agriculture Moses Vilakati visited Dr. Chitsunge's Allepos farm in Cullinan in Pretoria to see how they can establish working relationships with the Pan-African Food Security Ambassador. For more on that story, we cross live to our Pretoria studios, where we're joined by Swaziland Minister of Agriculture Moses Vilakati. Good afternoon, sir, and welcome to our program.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much to have me here.
Right, all the way from Swaziland to visit Pan-African Food Security Ambassador's farm. What was the objective of this visit?
I'm pleased and honored to have visited Dr. Brylyne's farm in Pretoria because, one, I heard that she had been honored to be the ambassador for food security in Africa. This is the greatest thing that could have happened to the SADC region, because as the chair of the Ministers of Agriculture, anything that is good that gives us the edge to ensure that we are food secured is very, very important. So my visit there was to see firsthand as to what she is doing, and I was really amazed. I know that we have got a very good ambassador for food security in Africa to ensure that no African child can go to bed without a meal. Through her efforts and passion, I realized that right now we are going to be food secured not only in the SADC region, but in Africa. When we look at food security, there are usually three things that are considered: is the accessibility, the availability, and the nutritional status of the food. And I found all of that in that area. And I realized that this is a woman who can change the stage whereby we do not have enough food. SADC in generally has changed in the past year after the dreadful drought that we encountered. We have improved slightly in terms of our food security. But through her effort, I realized that more and more people can become food secured. And it's also an honor because this is our woman, and this is the month where we honor women in Africa and worldwide. So I think the sky will be the limit in as far as food security is concerned.
I would wonder, for somebody like her who has had quite an immense level of education, and perhaps one of the specialities being agriculture, one wouldn't know. But then don't you think this could, across the board, be applicable in all farmers if we are really to talk seriously about food security? We've got most farmers who don't necessarily have education in farming, in agriculture, as far as animal and vegetable farming is concerned. How are then these kind of skills going to be transferred to other women, to other people who need the experience, who are interested in getting into agriculture?
What is important with her is that she has had a lot of experience, because what we are lacking in agriculture generally is that we are not skilled enough to make sure that we understand the nitty-gritties of agriculture. For example, what I realized through her efforts is that she is now what we can term a 21st century farmer. Now, to ensure that, one, we introduce technology. Two, we make sure that we learn and we learn. Yesterday, I was able to learn and unlearn a lot of things through her. That means if education and training and skills transfer can be done, all the farmers can be better skilled. They can make a difference in our in agriculture in Africa. I see this being extrapolated and transposed to not only in South Africa, but to Swaziland, to Mozambique, to SADC, throughout Africa. And right now, she's already touching base with other countries, including North African countries. That shows that her skills transfer will now be transposed to everybody. I foresee in 2 years, 3 years' time, Africa being a food secured continent, to ensure that one, there is no malnutrition. Two, to make sure that everyone that goes to bed, that person would have had a meal. And that's what I liked about what I saw yesterday. I saw vegetables, I saw livestock, I saw chickens, and that is what we need. Each African community at the backyard, they could have a small garden. Each African community at the back of their backyard, they could have some small poultry to make sure that they have a balanced diet. And that is really what we need. And that's what I saw through her efforts and passion. The last thing that I also realized was the issue of ensuring that she's able to share this knowledge and skills. And that is what we need. Right now, as countries, as SADC, I think we now need to map the farmers all over to say, let them get all the skills through her efforts. And together, therefore, we will ensure that we are food secured, we can make a difference, and nobody can go to bed hungry. And that's important. And over and above that, it also addresses our agenda, African Agenda 2063, which is very, very critical for us to make sure that as ministers of agriculture, we put agriculture at the forefront. We make sure that our citizens do have meals and do have balanced rations.
Well, that's profound. Thank you very much. That's Mr. Moses Vilakati speaking to us live from our Pretoria studios. He is the Minister of Agriculture in Swaziland. We thank you very much for your time.